So one of the questions I get a lot is, how do you grow your following? I have lots of ideas, lots of t-shirt designs and everything, but I just don't have people following me and getting traffic. I'm going to show you how I grew my Instagram profile to 40K. It didn't happen overnight, but I'm going to show you the kinds of posts that I've been doing, and we can look at it, and I'm going to share with you which ones actually get more likes and which ones don't get as many likes. And I'm going to give you some ideas of what you can post as a print-on-demand seller on Instagram to hopefully build your following and get more likes. So let's get into Instagram. I'm going to share with you my profile, and we're going to look at it and kind of dissect it and use the data to show you what actually works. So here I am on Instagram. You can see this is my profile. I have about 40K followers. I've been doing Instagram for a long time, probably since 2018, something like that. So it's been a while. That's how long it took me to get here. But it can take you shorter than that or longer than that. It doesn't matter. But hopefully I'm going to help you get more followers and get more people to like your stuff by following what I'm doing. So best practices, right? So first things first, you can do this with any profile, by the way, not just mine. So if you have a favorite profile that you go to on Instagram and you've seen posts a lot and you like their content, what you can do is you can just hover over here and kind of see what kind of likes they have. Now, this works on mine, works on yours, works on everybody's. You can come to mine and do the same thing. But on mine, I've noticed you're going to have to kind of find an average and what's good likes and bad likes, because depending on how many followers they have, how big the content is, like 5 likes for a new account may be really good, but 5 likes for an account that has lots of followers may be really bad. So kind of get an average. And for me on mine, anything like this I just posted today, but let's see if we go back, anything under 100, like this one right here, isn't that great. It's below average. Anything in the 100 to 200 range, just to keep it easy, is pretty good, and anything above 200 is really good for me, for mine. And yours is going to be different, and everybody else is going to be different. But that's what we're looking for today on mine. So when we look at it, so one of the first things I want to show you that does really well for me are multiple designs options. So what do I mean by that? By this one right here, you can see it's over 200. I just posted it recently, and it has 4 designs. So instead of just posting one design by itself, I'm doing 4 designs. It's kind of like a carousel, but you're not actually moving through it. And carousels would be a good one too. So if you're doing one design and then another one and another one in a carousel, that'd be great. I wouldn't put the same design over and over again. It has to be different designs. So don't come in here and do a carousel of t-shirts, of the same t-shirts just in different colors. That's not great. But when you have especially detailed designs like this, where people will come in and look at kind of the details in this design and the details in this, and like these are real detailed, right? They're not just text design t-shirts. They're not very simple designs. They're kind of a little more detailed, so people will spend more time on these and give them a like. And also that kind of helps the algorithm, because people are spending more time on it and liking it, that Instagram will actually show it up on more and more feeds. So that's one way to do it. Now if we scroll down, you can see I've done this a lot with the 4, but if we come down here, this one has a 2, and I'm going to click on here, and we can see these do well too. So in this carousel, I'm doing different products. So it's same design but different products, and I think that actually helps too. I'm showing a black version and a white version, and it on different versions here, black and white. So these came from Playset. So if you want to go, whoops, I went the other way. So these came from Playset, not those. I made this design here, but these mock-ups, that's from Playset and Playset and so on. So real easy. Once you have your design, you can put it on there, and that's another way to have a good carousel of things. So we got the 2 panel, or the 1 by 1, I guess, and these are 4. There's also, I think I've done a 9 panel one before. I'm gonna scroll down here. When I find one, I'll show you. I've been testing a lot with these design by detours, by the way. So I believe I did a 9 by 9 or a 3 by 3. There we go. So these, you can see, really good. So if you do a 3 by 3, even better, at least for me. You can see again, way above 200. This one's 300 likes. So I would suggest, if you have that many, save them up and post. I would say post at least 3 times a week. Consistency is really good. Consistency really helps. In the beginning, I was posting every day, sometimes 2 to 3 times a day, just to get it all out there to have people see my stuff. But you can see, again, these do pretty well. The post from Place It. Now this is back when I was doing these and I tested these out. You can see some of these are over 200. If you have a nice design and you put it on a kind of a lifestyle mock-up from Place It, these do really well. And here's again, 3x3, look at that, 320. Here's another one I was playing with, and these are called panels. And I was doing panels to kind of combine all these things, and it worked too. So same thing, you have your design here, maybe some other things that work with your design. I had a little color palette here, and these took a little while to post, but they're really different and have a lot of variety. So I think these do really well on my post. Let's see, I think that's it. So carousels, panel posts, 3x3, 2x2s, all of those with your designs. If you have great designs that you've been working on, the trick is to create lots and lots of designs, right? So if you're only creating a design a week, you may not have enough content to do these things, but there's other things you can post, so I'm going to show you what those are as well. So the second thing I think really helps on mine, you can see just these ones that I just have motivational quotes or things. They don't do really well. They're under 100. I post them in there just to, because I think it's still something that you're giving some value because it's motivational. But as far as likes, they don't do as well. But these right here are different. So this is kind of posting what valuable tips. So 9 simple designs. So you can see it's also a carousel with lots and lots of information. So if you know something that you want to share about anything that you know about that's related to whatever your profile is about. So if your profile is about print on demand, maybe you can share something about what you learned in designing your latest design, or maybe kind of maybe step by step on how you designed it. Maybe this is how you drew the head, and this is how you drew the body, or this is how you added the colors. Whatever it is, you're giving some kind of value by giving these carousels. And then I always have a link to my YouTube if it's related to that. So you can see, again, that one had almost 200. Let's see another one. 8 most popular designs. See, 200. 9 easy textiles. So I'm giving a list of valuable things right here. So that's really good. So you can do that too. So if you're not always designing, if you're only designing once a week, maybe you can kind of give a list of things that you've found recently, maybe your favorite fonts that you like, or maybe your favorite colors that you're doing, or something like that. Just something that people in your audience would want to do. So for example, if you have a dog niche, maybe you give them 9 tips for small dogs, or 9 tips for chihuahuas, or 9 great foods for dogs, right? It could be anything. It doesn't have to be print on demand. It would depend on your audience. So know your audience first of all, and then create something really valuable for them in kind of a carousel way. So hopefully that was really helpful. You can go through other people's Instagram accounts too that maybe are in the same niche and see what kind of valuable things they post and kind of get ideas and brainstorm for that. So this is more for people, my channel is more for people who want to learn how to do print on demand and design and sell, and so that's why these are very popular, right? All right, so the next thing I think can be really powerful are reels. I just started adding more reels on here, so let's kind of hover over these. 175, not bad, close to 200. This one's 100. This one's 139. So they're okay. They're better than, they're not as good as the tips with the carousels. Depending on your reels, I guess if you can be more entertaining than I am and give more value than I am, then this will depend. But you can see it's actually better than the wisdom and the motivational posts that I do, where these are usually under 100. 100 or high hundreds are pretty good on my channel. Not as good as the 200s, of course, but reels still are pretty good. I have a bunch of them. In fact, you have a whole section here of reels, so you can see which reels do better than others. Like this one was a reel about design, and I think that did really well. Let's see, we can scroll over here too and kind of just look at your stuff and what does better. This one was how to draw a banner, so you know, I probably should do a how-to reels more than some of my other stuff. So that's what I got from that. Okay, so reels is another good one. So we already got the panels or the multiple designs. We got the carousels and the reels. The next thing that really I think, and you may not have this, but you could with like leveling up on print on demand with Amazon, or leveling up any kind of achievement. Those do really well too. So let me show you one here. So, well, that's not a great example. That's only 84. Let me go back. Maybe that one, maybe I'm doing it too much. I don't know. But look at these. So when I passed 39K, I got 218. So I leveled up on Instagram, and maybe I'm not using the right tags. I think tags on these are important. Let me see. Yeah, I just didn't put the right tags on these, so they didn't get the right amount. So don't forget about the hashtags. If you're gonna do this one for leveling up, you can see this one. I did level up on Instagram. Oh, I didn't put tags on this one either. I forgot. Let me see when I did my 40K. I think I'm sure I did a one for 40K. Yeah, so here's the one I found for 40K. I also didn't put the tags on here, which I think would have really helped. So if you put hashtag level up, hashtag Instagram, hashtag subscribers, all those things. Let me find one that I did a lot before. This may take a while, but I'll come back and I'll show you the difference. All right, so I found this one, 37K. Oh, I went too fast here. You can see 215 hearts, that's likes. That's pretty good. And I did put the hashtag, so hashtag level up, hashtag 37K, and all of this thank you and followers. So if you're gonna do one of these posts where you're kind of promoting that you got the next level, people love this kind of stuff. I wouldn't do it all the time, but I think people like to support and see how you're doing, and I think these kinds of posts every once in a while can kind of help you get some good likes too. So back when I was posting these got a lot of likes too, and these are kind of the same as the first one where they're in a 4 2x2, right? But they're not my designs. These are just, which ones should I use from ChatGPT? You might have seen me still use these somewhere, but these do pretty good. So you can see 200, 178, and depending on what it is, it gets more and more things. And I think the reason this does well is because people, again, are stopping and looking and trying to, you know, pick something. So you can see I get a lot of comments as well because I'm asking which one of these should I use for my design. I actually use that one in my design, and I think it's really cool. So if you ever have some kind of multiple choice kinds of things, and you can still use this, it doesn't have to be AI, it can be whatever, right? Like, which is your favorite dog, again, if you have a dog niche? Which dog do you like the best, or whatever? Which treat, dog treat, do you like the best, or anything like that? So it can be a multiple choice kind of thing, and I think those do really well because depending on your audience and what they like. In my case, these do really well because these are the people in my audience are people who love art and who want to learn how to design stuff. So I think these do really well on my profile too. All right, so the last thing that I think is really helpful, that does really well on my profile, is what I call before and after. So I'll show you what I mean on here. So you can do it multiple kinds of ways, but in this case, you can see this was the sticker before and this is the design after. So before and after, right? From sticker to design. What did this one get? 369 likes, which is really high for me. This is, again, right here, before and after. This is my sticker from ChatGPT, my final design, and I added a carousel, right, of stuff showing. So much valuable information in this. These carousels can take a lot longer, but can get you a lot more likes and a lot more followers. So let me show you another one, because we're giving a lot of value right here, right? See, look at these. High 200s right here, 200s, 200. It's before and after. So I did this in February, testing it out, and it did really, really well. So hopefully you can take something like that, think of something that maybe you changed, and it doesn't have to be side by side. You can see I did this one where I started with this and I told them swipe to see the new design. This is the design, right? So it's a before right here, and then they have to click this carousel to see the after, and I think that can really help too. So different ways to do this before and after. I think it's really powerful. You can see on mine, again, over 200 This one I did the same thing, and so on. So depending on your design, whether it's something that they like or not, I think the reason this one did really well over some of the other ones is because maybe this artwork resonated better with people. So there you go. You can go through my page and kind of my profile if you want to look at different things. Again, you can see the 3x3 I think is a great one that always does really well for me. These kind of do okay, the lifestyle ones, but the ones where you're giving value either with a carousel or with a before and after or the panels, I think those probably for me are my strongest. So hopefully by looking at my designs, my profile, you can get some ideas on what you should be posting for Instagram to get more likes. I have one more thing that I want to share with you if none of those actually work. So this is a good guideline on what to post by giving. That's what Gary Vee says, it's just to give, and I followed that. I think that's how you give value and post valuable things, but a lot of people may not know what do I give, what kinds of things do I post. So I made this thing here that can help you. All right, so here's the list of give. Now, give people something to laugh at. So if it's something funny, if your design's funny, or maybe it's just a funny quote that you found that's related to your audience, that's great. Give something that's entertaining. So that's one way that is entertaining, those posts, those carousels, is because you can scroll through it kind of like a book. But if you're really good at making reels, I think those can be entertaining as well. Just think of things that are entertaining for your audience. Give something that is educational, again, teaching. That did really well on my profile as well. Remember, 8 things that blah, 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 or 10 things that 10 steps to, all those things can be educational. I think those can really be helpful, again, for your audience. Give something that is insightful, kind of the same thing, but maybe this is an aha thing that you realized, or how to teach something, or things like that. So those two kind of can be interchangeable. Give something that stirs emotion, which I think is the difference between why some of those designs do really well on my profile and others don't, because some of those, like that bee, had a lot more emotion than the other ones. Give something that inspires. So this is where it comes back to the ones that before and after. It inspires, like I can take this thing and then make this, right? This is why those reels where people start drawing from something and then create something really cool, I think those things are very inspiring to me. But there's lots of different ways that you can be inspiring. Think of those and give that to your audience as a post. Give something people can do. I think this one's really great. So if it's like a project that you did and they can follow along, or in my case, the multiple choice, the ABC, which one of these should I use, right? That's something they can do on there. So I think that's really good. And then most of all, give something of value for free. So think of something that is valuable and post it on Instagram. People know on Instagram if they're getting sold to. So if you're just posting your t-shirts and say, buy my t-shirt, that's not a great way to get followers, not a great way to get hearts. And if you're posting the same thing over and over again too, so don't be the profile that just has the t-shirt with your design on it and that's all you post. Hundreds of posts of the same thing. People are going to get tired, which is why I started changing my post every once in a while. So you'd see I don't do some of those posts anymore because I'm trying to give them a different thing. I don't want to be repetitive over and over again. So try to change it up. Try to give something of value, and then just give, and that's the way that you're going to get more followers and more likes on Instagram. And if you have a good following and are constantly giving and giving, then you can ask and tell them, this is the thing that I have, maybe you would like to support me. But if you're just always asking, people don't want it. So as you give, people might support you after you've given them so much. They're going to want to support you in a way by either buying your stuff or liking your things or whatever it is. So hopefully this was really helpful for you to get an idea on how to grow your following on Instagram. So there you go, basically everything I know about how to grow on Instagram. Now it's going to take a while. It took me a long time to get 40K, but as you give more and more, you hopefully get more likes and people will start spreading the word themselves, right? Like, I follow this guy, and share and repost and all of that good stuff. So give is the key, and hopefully I've given you so many different ways that you can give. Now, you don't have to follow my profile exactly. Again, you can go on other people's profile and do the same thing. See which ones get them the most likes and kind of get an idea on what to post on yours. So hopefully this was really helpful for you. If you want to learn how to create social media posts, I made a video a while ago. I'll post it right here where you can do it on Kiddo. I have a template and everything. So hopefully that helps you too. So thanks again for watching. And as always, guys, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one.